Good evening everyone. As you can see, I'm joined by guests. We are on the Suffolk side of the River Stour or Stour, one of the two, and we're near Lower Holbrook and Cataway, the end of the Stour and Orwell walk that James and Mary from Bad Hair Adventures are doing. They're here with their Van Gogh Halo 3-person tent, because of course they've got Bella the dog. You can see in the shadows, in the bluebell colours, we've got Mark, and of course his channel First Class Adventures. He's here. He was a last minute addition, and we're very pleased that he's here, gracing us with his presence and beauty and majesty. So yeah, check out First Class Adventures, check out Bad Hair Adventures. I try not to blind people with all the lights I got on because it's quite dark. So, bit of a getting here. We plan to camp up at Shotley Gate, and after sort of scouting out some areas, it just wasn't happening. It was a bit too public, too open. So I'd spoken about this sort of kind of little peninsula, like sort of river beach near Lower Holbrook, because when I did the Stour and Orwell walk, I remember passing this and thinking, wow, that looks cool. So I was like, how about we have a look at that. Didn't know how far it was from the Lower Holbrook free overnight car park that James and Mary knew about. Yeah, we thought it was going to be a couple of miles. We think it was a bit more than that. So needless to say, they've nearly done the Stour and Orwell walk now. So they have to sort of come back and do the last sort of couple of miles. The weather is pretty calm at the moment. I've had sort of a couple of gusts of wind sort of come up and down the river estuary. No rain. Looks a bit cloudy. The temperatures dropped a bit, so it's getting a bit nippy. So as mentioned, James and Mary have got the Van Gogh Halo 300. Mark is over here. He's got, right, gorgeous. Thank you. He's got his camo tarp. So he's got his OEX Bush Pro Bivvy Pro Action rucksack. We're still looking for a sponsor, Pro Action. We'll keep on asking, okay, until you sponsor him. So he's set that up, and he's set his up with the door away from the river, i.e. out of the wind, which is probably the sensible thing to do, whereas I haven't. I'm going to show you my setup. I'm not particularly pleased with it actually, but it's a new acquisition. This was Christmas. With some of my Christmas money, I decided, because I needed a new tarp, to buy the OEX Bush Pro tarp. It's not quite 3x3 meters, it's like 2.8 by 2.4 or something stupid. It's got tons and tons of guy out points on it, which is good. Nice and lightweight. Some really sort of good reinforced eyelets and peg loops, and I even like the colour. Yeah, and it was fairly cheap as well. I think it was about 50 quid. It's not too bad. It's probably the most I've ever spent on a tarp, but I thought treat yourself. And then underneath I've got the same as Mark. I've got the OEX Bush Pro Bivvy. Kind of don't need another bivvy, but it's one of them things. It's a bit of a fetish, I guess. Shelter buying. Some of you might understand. And you've got that with the Christmas money as well. It's about 40 quid, so 90 quid for the two things, and it gives you a lot of different possibilities. I decided to go with that tonight. This is its maiden voyage. Yeah, so far I'm pleased with it. They're both really lightweight. The bivvy's very thin, but I'm told it's waterproof. I know Mark slept in the rain in it when we went to Sizewell Beach in Suffolk, when apparently I cheated him out of a bivvy contest and took the hoop bivvy. It is a bivvy, trust me. So yeah, apparently it works. It's just a drawstring face thing, and we've realised there are sand fleas here, and I don't think either of us have got bug head nets, which was a bit stupid. I was going to take a tent. I'm kind of wishing I had, but we're going to see how this goes anyway. I reckon it'll be alright. I mean, there's tons of space under there. I can sit and cook under it, but I've got the door facing the river, so could get some strong gusts of winds. We'll see. Hopefully it's not going to end up like my mate Matt at Y Crown. I'm going to have to knock on Mark's tarp in the night and say I'm dying. So no, you're right, Matt. It's all good. Yeah, that's it really. We've just been chilling really. We've done dinner. You know, we got here a bit later than planned and just wanted to get set up and get comfy really. Nice part of the river, this. Nice part of the world. So we've got this river beach. Don't know where the tide. We know where the tide comes up. We're far enough behind the tide line, so we should be safe here. An interesting sort of little spit of land, this. And as I say, it's right on the Stour and Orwell long distance route. Literally, that is up here beyond these trees. It's coming up to about 10 o'clock now, so probably not going to sit out for much longer. So I'll probably just chat to you when I'm under the tarp. Well, it's coming up to about 11:30 now. The wind has picked up a tiny bit, but at the moment our tarps are holding strong. James and Mary and Bella will be fine in their tent. Just done a hot chocolate. It's going to be my warm drink before I go to sleep. And then I've got one of those tutti fruity flavoured army powdered drinks. I've actually done it with hot water as well, so see what that's like. Some of those army drinks work quite well warm, especially like sort of the blackcurrant ones, sort of the red fruit flavoured ones work quite well as a hot drink. So I thought I'd try that out. My little new Esbit titanium cook set has been working well. Still got a lot of old Esbit tablets that are waterlogged though, that I'm trying to get through. So I've sort of burnt the last few up. I've sort of also been using them as like a little bit of a fire, just for some extra warmth and ambience. But yeah, once I've used them up, I'll buy some better tablets. But I've done all my cooking on it. It's been alright. I'll actually tell I did use the gas stove as well, the little Outkick Kraku. It's my favourite gas stove. That goes pretty much everywhere with me. It's always a useful thing to have. I'll probably use that in the morning to cook breakfast on. Don't really know what breakfast is going to consist of yet, because switch the head torch on. Where is it? Got loads of room under this tarp. Breakfast is going to consist of what I've got left over from this Hindu ration pack. It's menu 2. I think these are, I'm not sure if they're United Nations or they've got English and French on them. It's a patrol combat ration pack. Hindu menu 2. Chicken and vegetable curry, I've still got that. With rice. A cinnamon bun, I thought I'd save that because I've had a cherry turnover one already from another ration pack. This one's got a protein drink powder, apple flavour, an isotonic drink powder, lime flavour, tropical fruit and nut mix, fruit sweet, which I've had, choco-block bar, which I've had, they're good, and then there's a sesame seed bar, which I've saved for breakfast, pepper, iodised salt, dental gum, which I think I've started on, and the usual non-food items, the accessories. You get like a reusable bag, which is like quite a big, thick, strong plastic bag. You could collect water in it if you needed to, because it does come with 4 water purification tablets, so it's always worth bearing that in mind. You get a spoon, knife and fork set. It's just basic plastic cutlery, the menu sheet, 2 wet wipes, some tissues and a flameless ration heater, so you can cook up the main meal, which has usually got like a good gusset bottom to it, so you can stand the pouch up, which is quite a useful thing I've found. Yeah, I've just got a few bits that I've saved in it really, just so I've got something for the morning, because I did a camp last night as well. I sort of just grabbed whatever food I had left over in the car really, because I've just bought a few things with me and chucked it in the car. It's been good, it's been a peaceful one in camp. We've not really had tons to drink. I've had this, if you can see that, Hyde and Wild Mango IPA, 4.7%. It's not bad. I'd give it probably 5.6. It's about average really. It's not bad. It's still very bitter, but there is a slight mango taste to it. To be honest, it tastes just like half the other mango IPAs I've tried so far. There's not a lot of difference with them. Reminds me a little bit of Disco Forklift Truck, just not as frothy. So yeah, it's coming up to midnight, so we're gonna finish the hot drinks. I'm gonna get in the bivvy and probably get some sleep. We're all pretty tired after that walk. It was surprisingly tougher than we thought it was going to be, but nice to sort of get some sleep, and hopefully we should wake up to some really amazing views over the river, because this is sort of where it sort of flows out to the estuary, so it's a tidal river now, this bit. It's just love it, it's really nice. So anyway, if nothing of interest happens overnight, I will speak to you in the morning. Good night. Good morning everyone. It's coming up to around 8 o'clock. We were awake at about 7 a.m, but it's all about the views here. It's just such an amazing location to be on, sort of like this little river beach, this peninsula jutting out into the river. And I remember when I come here years ago when I did the Stour and Orwell with my mate Richard, aka Posh Spice as we used to call him. We didn't wild camp here, we wild camped somewhere else. I'm trying to remember where we wild camped now. I think it was up by Shotley Gate. And we came to this spot on the final day when we was walking to Cattlewade, which is the end of the Stour and Orwell. And I remember we got to this spot. I think we might have stopped and had a bite to eat or something, or we stopped for 5 minutes. I remember saying, this is an amazing spot, this would be perfect for a wild camp. And then I shelved it. I shelved the idea for years and forgot all about it, and it was only sort of recently with James and Mary doing the Stour and Orwell walk in sections that it come to the front of my mind again. I was like, we should try and do that. We should try and do a wild camp here. And it's absolutely brilliant. It's such a beautiful location. Across the water we've got Manningtree, Mistley, home of Matthew Hopkins, the Witchfinder General during the English Civil War. Of course we've got Cattlewade on this side of the river. So this river literally is like the county boundary with Suffolk and Essex, and when you look across the water from whichever side you're on, you can't really tell the difference between the two. They're both really beautiful. This end of Essex is amazing, and this end of Suffolk is as well. It's really, you really can't tell the difference between them. And then sort of looking out behind us, turn you round, we've got like Lower Holbrook, we've got the Royal Hospital School clock tower thingy. You can see that for miles around. That thing's massive, and when the clock goes off you can hear it as well from miles around. And then if we pan you round even further, you can see up the river, out towards the estuary, out towards Shotley Peninsula, and you can see Felixstowe and the docks and all the cranes sort of looming out of the early morning mist. This river beach here that goes alongside the trees, that's what originally spiked my interest when I come here years ago. I remember seeing that and thinking, that looks incredible, that would be a cool place to camp. Although to be fair, where sort of we were was perfect. Probably start doing some breakfast. Oh, the sun's just come up. Well, we're all packed up, the sun is out, and it's not as cold as it was. There's a slight breeze, and we're leaving no trace. James is here. He's probably going to do something rude on camera, just because I swore on his. It's alright. He really likes his softy trousers and his Arctic socks.
Yeah, fucking brilliant.
They've kept him warm. Waist is a bit baggy though, because he didn't put any weight on over Christmas. Yeah, so. But yeah, no, it all went well, and I gave Mary her Christmas presents yesterday because it was the only time that I've seen her since Christmas. I got her a gas stove and a few bits and pieces to go with that. So, and of course you know what I got Mark. So yeah, it's been a good little camp. Pretty relaxed. It was quite a long walk, and you know we got lost last night and sort of kind of had to make up our own path. And by the time we got here, I mean it was only about 3 miles, we think, but we were absolutely shattered carrying all the stuff as well. So we didn't do a hell of a lot of filming. Apologies. We just wanted to get some food and drink in us, get set up, and really get to sleep. I think we went to sleep at about 11:30, 12 o'clock, which is quite early for me normally, but we feel well rested now. So we've got the same walk back, except we're going to take the Stour and Orwell walk instead. Anyways, enough talking, let's get walking. This shore of the Stour has impressive views over the river as it flows to meet the River Orwell and the North Sea. Flint tools and wooden structures have been discovered in the mud out in Holbrook Bay. People have lived and worked, hunted and fished here for thousands of years. At low tide, looking south across the mud, we can see the remarkable wooden fish trap built in the 7th century. Its V-shaped walls collected fish on the ebb or falling tide. At the head of the bay are the remains of wooden wharves, where local hay was loaded onto barges for its journey to London to feed the capital's horses. Among the return cargoes would be London night soil used to enrich farmers' fields. We are in the valley of the Holbrook Mill stream, which flows from Alton Water Reservoir into the Stour. Not far upstream stands Holbrook Mill, once powered by the flowing water. Where they erode, the Stour's low cliffs sometimes reveal prehistoric animal fossils and flint tools. Royal Hospital School overlooks the bay. Until recently, entry to the school was limited to boys from seafaring families. Students wear naval uniform on formal occasions. Holbrook Creek is a popular place for small boats. The Stour and Orwell walk follows the edge of the estuary and gives walkers superb views. So we're back at the cars, and that is the end of this walk, camp and video. I want to say a big thank you to Mark for joining me.
Brilliant time.
And of course Mary and James from Bad Hair Adventures. Thank you very much for joining us.
No worries.
Bella's in the car, so thank you to her for joining us as well. And of course thank you for watching. Stay safe, look after each other, get out there and explore. Cheers everyone. Bye. Griff! Griff! You in there? Griff! You might not live there anymore, people. Alan might live there. Alan! Alan! Alan!